The gift no one wanted. The war was over. The sky above the burned city was gray, filled with silent smoke and broken machines. Humans and aliens stood on opposite sides of the ruined battlefield. Peace had been signed. The bloodshed had ended, but something strange was still about to happen. A tall alien commander with silver armor stepped forward. Behind him, 2 guards carried a metal bed with wheels. On it lay a girl. She looked different from the other aliens. Her skin was smooth and pale blue, and her white hair fell over her face. Her eyes were open, but empty. She did not move. She did not speak. "This is our gift," the alien commander said. "A token of peace." The human soldiers looked at each other, confused. "A gift?" "She is alive," the alien said, "but paralyzed. We cannot care for her. She is useless to us. Now, take her." Most of the humans stepped back. One even whispered, "What kind of gift is this?" But one man stepped forward. His name was Liam Thorne, a soldier, now retired. He had seen too much death, too many broken lives. He walked slowly toward the bed and looked at the girl. Her fingers didn't move. Her chest rose and fell slowly. She was breathing. Liam looked into her eyes. There was something there, not just emptiness, something deep, hidden, pain, fear. "What's her name?" Liam asked. The alien commander said, "She has none." Liam took off his jacket and placed it gently over her small body. He turned to his commander. "I'll take her." People laughed. Even the alien guards chuckled. "The human wants the broken girl," one of them said. Liam ignored them. He whispered softly to the girl, "Don't worry. You're not a gift. You're a person, and you're safe now." Liam lived in a small house near the forest. After the war, he didn't want to be near the cities. Too much noise, too many memories. He carried the girl into the house with care. He placed her on a soft bed near the window. Warm sunlight touched her face. She did not blink. He made soup. He told her stories. He played soft music. Every day he cleaned her, brushed her hair, and made sure she was warm. She still didn't move. But her eyes, they followed him. Just a little. On the 4th day, Liam noticed something strange. He held up a small light and moved it slowly. Her eyes followed it. He sat beside her and said, "If you can hear me, blink once." Nothing. He waited. Then, blink. His heart jumped. Again? Blink. Tears filled Liam's eyes. He smiled wide. "You're in there, aren't you?" He built a small board with pictures and simple words. Yes. No. Food. Water. Pain. Music. Read. He held her hand and said, "We'll talk like this, okay? 1 blink for yes, 2 for no." She blinked once. Liam smiled again. "I'm going to call you Aya, do you like it?" Blink. Weeks passed. Liam never gave up. He spoke to her every day. He read books aloud. He played guitar. He told her about the stars, the trees, and his favorite movies. He even showed her pictures of Earth animals. Sometimes at night, he sat beside her and just talked about life, about things he never told anyone. "I don't know what happened to you," he whispered once. "But you're not broken. You're still here, and that matters." One day, while he was outside chopping wood, a human messenger arrived. He wore a black uniform and held a letter. Liam opened it. "Return the alien girl to the authorities. She is not your property. She belongs to the Galactic medical program. You have 7 days." Liam stared at the paper. Then he looked at the window, where Aya lay, her eyes watching the sun. "No," he said out loud. "She belongs to no one." He walked inside and held Aya's hand. "They want to take you away," he said, "but I won't let them." Blink in the darkness of space on a cold alien planet, a large screen showed an image of Aya, lying peacefully in Liam's home, sunlight on her face. Alien officials stood around the screen. "The human cares for her?" One said, disgusted. "Yes," another replied. "He treats her like Family. This cannot continue. The screen went black. Teaching her to blink, the next morning Liam woke early. A storm was coming, the kind that knocked trees down and broke satellite signals. The clouds above the forest were thick and angry. But Liam's first thoughts were of Aya. She was still lying by the window, her eyes half open, watching the trees sway in the wind. Her body was motionless, but her mind, Liam believed it was fully alive. "Good morning, Aya," he said gently, sitting beside her bed. "It's going to rain today. I'll keep the fire going." He placed the new communication board beside her. It had colorful images: food, water, music, pain, fear, joy. Beside each image was a symbol, a simple code they'd been building together. He pointed to the picture of a smiling face. "Happy?" he asked. Aya blinked once. He grinned. "You, like the rain?" Another blink. He leaned in, whispering, "I think you're going to surprise the whole galaxy one day." Liam spent the next few days testing new ways to connect with her. He placed warm water near her hand. Her fingers twitched slightly. He brought her favorite sound, a slow, human lullaby, and noticed how her pupils widened. She wasn't just blinking. She was listening, feeling, remembering. "Aya," he said one night while brushing her white hair, "what did they do to you?" There was no blink, just a long, heavy silence. The wind outside howled like it remembered something horrible. 3 nights later, the letter came again. This time it was louder, not just on paper, but delivered by a drone. It hovered over Liam's roof, flashing red lights. "You have 4 days to comply. Failure to surrender the subject will be treated as rebellion." Liam crushed the message in his hand and stared up at the sky. "You're not taking her," he growled. "I don't care what law you write." Inside, Aya blinked slowly. One blink, then another. Liam turned and saw her eyes fixed on the firelight. "They're watching, aren't they?" he whispered. Blink. His blood ran cold. "You know who they are?" Blink. "Do they want to hurt you?" Blink. Liam stood. He didn't sleep that night. Instead, he dragged out his old war gear, a hidden chest buried beneath floorboards. From it, he pulled out an old shield device, a portable jammer, and a pulse sensor trap. "They thought I forgot who I was," he said softly, staring at his reflection in a cracked helmet. "They were wrong." The next day, Liam built a security net around the house. He shut down external signals and used solar power to keep Aya's medical systems alive. Then he taught her something new. "Aya," he said, holding up 2 wooden sticks with symbols. "This means danger. This means safe." He held them up and asked her to blink once or twice. She understood quickly. He added more. Help, food, pain, memory. Aya learned fast. Too fast. "Aya," he asked slowly, "have you done this before?" Blink. He looked into her eyes. They shimmered with something he hadn't seen before. Not just intelligence, royalty. That evening, Aya blinked 3 times. Liam was confused. 3 times? He asked. "I didn't teach that." She blinked 3 more times. Then her eyes shifted toward the door. Liam turned and saw nothing, but he knew what that meant. Someone's coming. Liam installed an emergency voice reader into the board. Aya could now speak by blinking at words, and the device would speak for her. The voice was robotic, soft, female. He tested it. "Aya," he said, "can you tell me something?" She blinked once on the word remember, then once on pain, then once on family. The speaker said, "I remember pain. I remember family." Liam felt tears prick his eyes. "What else?" This time she blinked a new message. "They betrayed me." He stared at the board. His voice was a whisper. "Who betrayed you?" Aya's eyes moved slowly across the board. "My people." At night, Liam couldn't sleep. He sat by her side, watching the stars blink behind the storm. "Aya," he said quietly, "what if I took you away from here? To another world. A safer place? She blinked once. Then she moved her lips. No sound came out, but Liam saw them clearly. Yes. He stood up, heart racing. He opened a hidden drawer and took out a star map. Then we'll run. Far from their eyes. We'll disappear. But as he turned, the power flickered, then died. A red light flashed on the wall. Infiltration alert. Aya's eyes widened. Liam grabbed the pulse rifle from under the couch. He whispered to her, "Stay here. Don't move." He stepped outside, into the cold wind. In the trees, a figure watched, unseen, unheard, but not unnoticed. Because Aya blinked once, then never looked away from that shadow in the forest. Alien eyes are watching. The forest was silent. Too silent. Liam moved slowly through the thick trees, his rifle raised and senses sharp. The wind had stopped, and even the birds were quiet. Something was wrong. He knelt near a muddy trail. The dirt had been disturbed. Light, careful steps. Not human, not wild animal. Alien. They were here. He turned back toward the house, heart pounding. Aya was inside, alone. Inside, Aya stared at the window. Her eyes moved slowly, then stopped. She wasn't looking at the trees anymore. She was looking at the reflection. Behind her, for just a second, a shadow moved in the corner of the glass. One blink, then another. Liam reached the porch and paused. He tapped a small device on his wrist. The jammer activated again. If someone was watching through hidden tech, they wouldn't see anything now. But if they were here in person, he stepped inside, rifle ready. Aya's eyes met his instantly. She blinked once, then again, then 3 times quickly. Danger. He ran to her side. Where? Show me. Her eyes darted toward the fireplace. Liam turned just in time to hear the faintest creak of the floor. He fired. The beam hit a wall panel, and smoke burst from behind it. A camo-cloaked figure tumbled out, sparking with light as its stealth suit deactivated. An alien assassin. Thin, dark-skinned, sharp silver teeth. The soldier rose fast and struck. Liam rolled back and fired again, this time hitting its shoulder. The assassin screeched and vanished through the broken door. Liam rushed to Aya and pulled a metal sheet over her bed. "Don't move," he whispered. "I've got you." The next morning, Liam searched the forest. No trail. No prints. The assassin had escaped. But the message was clear. They're coming back. He installed metal barriers around the cabin and activated the shield generators. Old tech from the human wars. Then he sat beside Aya and took a breath. "Aya," he said. "They're watching you. They tried to kill you." She blinked once. "Yes." He took her hand. "I need to know who you really are." Aya's eyes scanned the board, blinking slowly across keywords. Princess. Throne. Betrayal. Exile. The voice board read her message. "I was a princess. They feared me. They tried to erase me." Liam was silent for a moment. Then he whispered, "You're royal?" Blink. "And they gave you to me, to hide their shame?" Blink. Liam stood up. The pieces clicked in his head. Aya wasn't just some helpless girl. She was the key to a fallen empire. And they wanted her forgotten. Destroyed. Erased. But she had survived. And now, someone, somewhere, had seen that she was still alive, miles away. Deep in space, on a cold black ship, an alien official watched the footage. On the screen, Aya was blinking, smiling faintly at Liam, the human. The warmth between them was undeniable. A second screen showed Liam fighting the assassin. "The human is dangerous," the alien general said. "He has war instincts. He should have died years ago." "And the girl?" asked a smaller official. The general frowned. "We thought she was broken, her mind damaged." "Clearly she is not." The general's fingers curled. "If she speaks in public, if she walks, the people may remember who she is." He turned to a glowing console and pressed a button. Send the death squad, no more tricks. Burn the forest down if you have to. Liam didn't know about the command, but he felt it, a chill in the air, a silence in the wind, like the universe was holding its breath. He spent the next few nights training Aya more. Not to speak, she could do that already, but to signal. He showed her emergency codes using her eyes. One blink left, danger inside, one blink right, danger outside, fast double blink, run. Aya learned everything and something new happened. She moved her hand. Not much, just a finger twitch. But it was the first time. Liam cried. Aya, he said, holding her hand gently. You're fighting. I can see it. They tried to take your body, but not your will. The voice board buzzed. You gave me hope, he smiled, and you gave me a reason to fight again. Late that night, the stars were covered in red fog. Liam stood on the roof staring at the sky. A fleet was coming. He didn't need a scanner to feel it. Aya's warning had only begun. He returned inside, locked the doors, and looked at her. Aya, he said, when they come, we don't hide, we stand. Her lips moved again. This time he heard the softest whisper. Together. Aya's voice in the storm, the first drop of rain, fell quietly. Liam looked up from the roof, watching the dark clouds turn heavy and angry. The sky was a deep purple swirling with lightning that lit the forest in white flashes. The storm had arrived, louder and more violent than anything this part of the planet had seen in years. But the weather wasn't the only thing coming. Deep in the forest, beneath the howl of the wind, moved shapes, silent, dark, and fast. Death squads. They had landed hours ago using stealth dropships that made no sound and left no trace. Orders were clear. Find the girl. Erase her. Eliminate the human if needed. But Liam was ready. Inside the cabin, Liam checked every corner one last time. The barricades were solid. Shield generator running. Traps armed. Weapons charged. He walked to Aya's bedside. The light flickered above. Her as thunder shook the walls. Aya, he said calmly, we don't have much time. She blinked once. He knelt beside her. Listen. There's a way out. An old mining tunnel beneath the floor. I used it in the war. Aya blinked again. She understood. He opened a hidden hatch and revealed a metal tunnel, cold and silent. If something happens, he said, and I don't come back, you crawl through here. Don't wait. Aya blinked once. Then she did something new. Her hand moved, slow, shaking, but real. She touched his fingers, and then, with visible effort, she spoke. Just one word. Liam. It was soft. Broken. But it was hers. Liam froze. He turned slowly, eyes wide. Aya, did you... She opened her mouth again. It took everything she had. Don't leave. Tears filled Liam's eyes. I won't. I swear it. Lightning struck a tree just outside, splitting it in half. The shield flickered, sparks flying across the barrier line. Liam grabbed his rifle and checked the scanner. 3 targets approaching. Fast. He moved to the window and waited. Nothing but rain. Then, motion. Shadow leapt across the trees. Another crawled under the fence. The third walked through the rain like it couldn't be harmed. Stealth suits. Liam placed his hand on the trigger. He whispered without turning. Aya, listen. If they get through, don't make a sound. Aya blinked. Once. Then whispered again, stronger this time. Liam, be safe. The first alien broke through a side panel, sliding in like a shadow. Liam fired once, missing. The assassin returned fire, burning a hole through the wall. Liam rolled and launched a pulse grenade. Boom. Wood. Splinters flew across the room. One wall collapsed, flames catching on the edge. Liam coughed, covering his face. The second assassin crashed through the roof. This one had 4 arms, 2 with plasma blades. Liam fought hard, dodging, striking back with every ounce of strength. He took a blade slash to the shoulder, then fired point blank into the alien's chest. It dropped. The third assassin entered silently, reptilian, eyes glowing gold. It moved past Liam straight toward Aya. "No!" Liam screamed. He lunged, but his foot caught on a burning beam. He fell hard. The alien raised its weapon toward Aya. She blinked once, and then something inside her broke free. Her eyes glowed faintly. Her voice, still fragile, cried out, "Stop!" The alien froze. Her voice was royal, commanding, powerful. Even half-broken, her presence held weight. "You will not touch him." The alien's hand shook. Liam fired. The assassin collapsed. Smoke filled the cabin. The storm howled louder. Power failed. Liam crawled to Aya's bed, burned, bleeding, but alive. She was breathing hard, but she was awake, really awake. Her hands trembled. Her chest rose and fell. Her lips moved again. "I remember." "What?" Liam whispered. "They took my body, but not my name." He held her hand. "Then tell me who you are." Aya looked into his eyes. Lightning lit her face. "I am Aya Vena, princess of the fallen house of Ishral, and they will not erase me." As dawn approached, the rain slowed. Smoke curled from the roof, but the house still stood. Liam helped Aya sit up slightly, wrapping her in warm blankets. Her strength was returning faster now. Something had awakened. They looked out the window together. 3 bodies lay in the yard. The death squad had failed, but Liam knew more would come. And this time, they would send an army. But he had something they didn't. He had Aya, and she had a voice. The hidden royal blood. The sun broke through the smoky sky like a blade through shadows. Liam stood quietly at the edge of the clearing, scanning the horizon. Birds had returned, cautiously chirping in the ash-soaked forest. The bodies of the assassins were gone, buried under stone and fire, no signals, no drones. For now, peace. But inside the house, Aya's world had changed, and so had Liam's. He sat beside her bed, bandages on his arms, a tired look in his eyes. But his voice was steady. "Aya, I know you remember more now." She nodded, slow, but, "Sure, then tell me," he said gently. "Tell me who you really are." Aya's eyes met his. She didn't blink, didn't look away. Then she spoke. "I am Aya Vena, daughter of Queen Talari, last living heir to the throne of Ishral." Liam didn't move. Aya continued, her voice trembling but firm. "Our empire fell in a single night, a rebellion inside the royal guard. They called me cursed, unnatural, because of the visions." Liam frowned. "Visions?" Aya closed her eyes. "I could see things before they happened, feel people's hearts, dreams, even from across worlds." Liam sat back, stunned. "You were a seer," she nodded. "My mother feared it. Others wanted to use it. The generals planned to control me or destroy me." She looked down. "So they paralyzed me. A royal doctor gave me something that locked my body but not my mind." Liam clenched his fists. "And then they gave you away, like an object." Aya blinked once. "They called it mercy." A heavy silence filled the room. Liam stood and paced. "Aya, do you still have the visions on?" "Yes," she said quietly. He turned to her. "Then tell me, what's coming?" Her eyes darkened. "Fire, not just here. Everywhere. They know I'm alive. And now, they fear what I'll become." Miles away, deep in space, on a war station orbiting a dead planet, alarms flashed red. A transmission had been decoded. One word. Aya, a tall alien general, stood before a screen showing Aya's image. He turned to his advisors. She spoke. The human unlocked her. "That cannot be allowed." "What do we do?" one asked. The general's voice was cold. "Prepare the silencer fleet. Level the region. Leave nothing." "And the human?" He paused. "Bring him to me. I want to know. What kind of man makes a ghost remember her name?" Liam didn't sleep that night. He stayed near Aya, listening to her dreams. Sometimes she whispered names, sometimes she cried, but near dawn she opened her eyes and looked straight at him. "You have to take me back," she said. Liam blinked. "Back? To what?" "To the highlands, where the stars touch the hills, the place where the old royal vault is hidden." He frowned. "Aya, if they know you're alive, they'll be watching that place." "I know," she said. "But they won't expect us to walk through the front gate." Liam gave a tired smile. "You sound more like a queen every day." Aya sat up, slower than before. Her body still trembled, but she was moving more now. The damage was healing. "I was never meant to be a queen," she said, "but I was meant to stand." Before they left, Liam returned to the underground tunnel. He gathered old maps, a hidden pulse generator, and one last item, a data chip marked classified. He gave it to Aya. "What's this?" she asked. "War. Records," he said. "From the last days of the human-alien war. Names, betrayals, locations. If your people see you hold this, they might just believe you." Aya stared at the chip, then whispered, "Thank you." The journey to the highlands took 2 days. Liam pushed the hover cart, Aya resting inside, shielded from scans by a pulse jammer he built from scrap. They moved through ruined roads, quiet valleys, and empty villages, places burned by the war. At night, Aya told him stories of Israel, of towers made from living crystal, of oceans that sang when the wind passed over them, of festivals under red moons. Liam listened like a child hearing fairy tales. "And you want to bring that back?" he asked. Aya nodded. "Not for power, but for healing, for memory." He touched her hand gently. "Then let's make them remember." On the 3rd morning, they arrived. The highlands were silent, only the sound of cold wind across black grass. Ahead stood the ruins of the royal hall, broken pillars, burned banners, shattered glass domes. The old seat of the Israel Empire. Aya stared at it. Liam helped her down from the cart. She stood. Legs, weak, body shaking, but she stood. "This is where it ends," she said. Liam looked around. "Or begins again." But before they could move, a sound cut through the air, a low hum. The ground shook, and then from the clouds above they saw it, a dreadnought ship, massive, black, and silent, descending like a shadow over the ruins. Aya's voice trembled. "They followed us." Liam raised his weapon. "Let them come." They came to take her. The dreadnought ship hovered in the sky like a death sentence, casting a long black shadow over the ruined highlands. Dust rose. Air pressure shifted. The ground beneath Liam and Aya rumbled with the sound of humming engines and distant metal grinding. Liam stood in front of Aya, shielding her with his body. The entrance to the royal vault was only meters away, but they were no longer alone. With a hiss of pressure and light, a circular hatch opened beneath the dreadnought's belly. Troops began to descend. First 1, then 5, then 50. Alien enforcers in dark armor, faces hidden behind mirrored masks. They moved like machines, forming a ring around the ruined hall, surrounding the last royal and the human who dared to protect her. Liam held his rifle tight. "Aya," he whispered without looking at her. "Can you walk?" "Yes," she said, softly, her voice shaking. "Good. Stay behind me." Aya took a deep breath. Her legs felt like stone. Her muscles burned with every step, but she stood tall, because fear could no longer hold her down. This was the place where her family died. This was the place where her future was taken, and today she would face it. One of the armored soldiers stepped forward. His voice echoed through a speaker in his mask. "Aya Vena of House Israel," he declared. "By order of the Galactic Council, you are to be captured, silenced, and returned to custody." Liam stepped in front of her, weapon raised. "You'll have to go, through me. We intend to." Without warning, the soldiers opened fire. Liam grabbed Aya and dove behind a broken pillar, Plasma beams sliced the air above them, melting stone and glass. He rolled, fired back, his shots fast and precise. 2 soldiers dropped instantly, but there were too many. "We're pinned," Liam growled. "We need cover." Aya closed her eyes. And then something stirred inside her. A hum, a vibration, like a pulse under her skin. Her hands began to glow faintly. Her blood, long dormant, had awakened. This was the royal gift. She stood, trembling, and raised her hands. Light gathered at her palms. Liam turned, eyes wide. "Aya, what are you doing?" "What I was born to do," she whispered. She stepped into the open. Bullets stopped mid-air. The soldiers froze. Her voice, now amplified with power, boomed across the battlefield. "Stop!" They couldn't move. Their armor sparked. Weapons dropped. From their hands, Aya looked at each one of them. "You serve cowards," she said. "You obey silence. But I bring voice." Light exploded from her body in a wave. The sky shook. The dreadnought above cracked. Alarm screamed. The soldiers staggered back, blinded, stunned. Liam ran to her. "Aya, are you okay?" She nodded, falling into his arms. "I'm still here." The earth beneath them split slightly. An old door, hidden beneath the stone, now exposed. Liam looked down. The vault. They moved fast, descending into the chamber as smoke and sparks filled the sky behind them. The royal vault was ancient, walls covered in glowing symbols, statues of long-dead queens and kings watching. From stone thrones, Aya touched a glowing panel and the vault responded. A beam of light scanned her face. A voice echoed from the stone. "Welcome home, heir of Ishral." A secret chamber opened. Inside, a memory core. Aya approached it. "This is what they feared," she said. "Records of the real rebellion. The names of the traitors. The truth." Liam stared at the glowing sphere. "You could restart the royal line with this." "No," she said. "I can give the people the truth, and let them decide." Aya reached for the core. But behind them, footsteps. A tall figure entered, different from the soldiers. No armor, no mask. He was old, skin marked with gold lines. His eyes were cold. "Aya," he said softly. "We meet again." Aya's breath caught. "Lord Kareth." Liam raised. His weapon. "Who the hell is this?" "The man who gave the order to paralyze me," Aya said, voice cold. "My father's most trusted advisor." Kareth smiled. "And your mother's killer." He moved fast, faster than Liam expected. A hidden blade gleamed. Liam fired, but Kareth dodged. They fought. Metal against fire, blood against stone. Kareth struck hard, cutting Liam's side. Liam gasped, falling. Aya screamed, and then she stepped forward. Her voice rang again. "You will not take another soul." Her body glowed with power. Kareth lunged at her, but this time she didn't flinch. She caught his blade in her hand. The light spread into it, melting the metal, burning straight through his arm. Kareth fell, screaming. Aya knelt beside Liam. Lifting his head, he was bleeding badly. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Liam smiled faintly. "Worth it. To see you become more than a ghost. You're not dying," she said. She reached into the vault's energy field and placed her hand on his wound. Light surged, and Liam's body shuddered, then stilled. His eyes opened. "What the hell did you just do?" Aya smiled. "Gave you some royal blood." Above them, the dreadnought engines began to fail. The soldiers fled. The battle was over. For now. But the galaxy had seen something they couldn't unsee. The forgotten princess had returned, with fire in her veins, and a human protector at her side. The day she walked, the Galactic Council chamber had never been this silent. 1,000 species, 300 systems, world leaders, generals, warlords, and peacekeepers. They had gathered for a crisis vote, a last-minute emergency session to Decide the fate of a single name, recently whispered across every channel in the galaxy. Aya Vena. For most of them, she had been a ghost, a lost heir, a mistake from a fallen bloodline. But now she was real, walking proof of a buried truth. She had survived, she had spoken, and she was coming. The council's top speaker, a creature made of light and smoke, stood at the central platform. "We have received confirmation," it said. "Aya Vena has requested to address the council directly." Whispers filled the room. "She's paralyzed. It's a trick. It's rebellion. It's a trap. It's impossible." The great doors opened, and she walked in. Aya, alive, whole. Her steps were slow, steady, graceful. She wore no crown, no armor, just a flowing silver robe marked with the symbol of her mother's house, a crescent star within a flame. Beside her, walking with a calm and ready stride, was Liam Thorne. His chest was wrapped in armor and bandages, his left shoulder scarred from the fight. But his eyes burned with the same fire Aya carried. Gasps filled the chamber, not just for her presence, but because she wasn't being carried, she wasn't being pushed. She walked, alone, on her own legs. Every camera across the systems captured the moment. Every world watched, breath held. Aya stopped at the speaker's podium. Her hands gripped the edge for balance, but her voice, when it came, was clear. "I was born into silence," she said, "paralyzed not by fate, but by fear. My own blood betrayed me, and my people gave me away." Her gaze swept the room. Some bowed their heads, others stared coldly. They thought a disabled girl could never rise. They were wrong. She reached into her robe and pulled out the glowing core. "This is the truth. Your truth. My truth. Names of traitors, maps of betrayal, proof of the lies you were fed to stay in power." Gasps again. One counselor stood up, shaking. "You have no right." Liam stepped forward. "She has every right." The council fell quiet. Aya turned to him. "Liam Thorne," she said. "A human soldier, the one you left to rot after your war." She turned back to the crowd. "He took me in, not because of duty, not for power, but because he saw me. Not a symbol, not a weapon, just someone who still mattered." She paused, voice soft. "And he taught me to believe that too." In the shadows above, high-ranking warlords argued silently. "End this now. Shut the feeds. Send the guards. Burn the room if we have to." But before any order could be given, a sound rose from the edge of the chamber. Hands clapping. First one species, then another, and another, and another. Soon the room was filled with applause. Not for a queen, not for a weapon, but for a girl who had once been discarded and forgotten, and now stood tall. The council speaker stepped forward. "Aya Vena, what is it that you seek?" Aya looked around. At the systems, the species, the fear and the hope. And then said, "I do not seek revenge. I seek recognition, not as ruler, not as royal, but as someone you tried to silence and failed." She held up the core. "I will not lead your armies. I will not sit on your thrones, but I will make sure the next child like me is never abandoned again." She turned and walked away. Slow, steady, free. In the aftermath, the council was split. Some raged, some resigned. Others reached out to her, quietly offering support. But the galaxy had already decided. The people had seen her, and they remembered. On distant mining colonies, workers carved her name into stone. On refugee ships, children learned her story. On broadcast feeds, her speech was played on loop. Not just the words, but the moment she walked in, defying the universe that once told her to disappear. Liam and Aya returned to the Highlands. They rebuilt the royal vault not as a palace but as a sanctuary, a place for the forgotten, the broken, the left behind. And they stood at its gates every day, greeting anyone who arrived, alien or human, rich or poor, free or enslaved. No one was turned away, because Aya remembered what it felt like to be unwanted, and Liam had proven that one person's kindness could echo across stars. Years later, children would ask Aya, "What made you walk again?" And she would smile, look out at the mountains, and answer softly, "He believed in me." Until I did too.